graduated in 1972 with a bachelor's. Out of high school, one of the things I did pretty well was mathematics and science, and I just, I was thinking about engineering, but what my real goal was to be a patent lawyer, and that requires a technical background. For me, it means that you understand a lot about how the world works. That's really one of the main things I enjoy about engineering, is having that knowledge, that understanding. So I deal in inventions typically that have something to do with either electronics or the computer world. As a patent lawyer, you're dealing in technology that other people develop, that you protect and advise them on, and you need to understand that. For me, every day of my life, I'm as much an engineer as I am a lawyer. Electrical engineering is really one of the strongest backgrounds that you can have. It's one of the most sought after in the area of intellectual property or patent law, because that allows you to know so much about so many things in the real world. Almost every invention has aspects in different specialties, but there's almost always a very significant part of it that's electrically controlled or computer controlled. Predominant memory at UCLA, the most tangible thing which relates to electrical engineering is the courses I took. I took one course in solid-state electronics. There's one big equation that you solve in the first course of solid-state electronics, which describes all the energy states within solid matter, and semiconductor particularly. And I had such a great teacher for that course that by itself inspired me to go that direction rather than any of the other very attractive options that I could have had at UCLA. The mathematics just clicked in my head, and my advice to someone coming into engineering, especially electrical engineering, would be to sample different sides of life, different subspecialties. And in the case in my case, it was solid-state electronics, almost material science, but it's the electrical side of material science. And that's always been fascinating to me. To this day, when I get a client coming in the door that has a solid-state device, a photovoltaic device, or any semiconductor device, that has a special place in my heart, because that's what I spent a long time learning about. I understand it well, and I'm thankful to UCLA for giving me that. I actually have a large percentage of my community, my own personal network, that are UCLA connected in some way. So it really has meant a tremendous amount to me to be connected with UCLA, to have that as part of my life. One of the things I feel very strongly about is when you have a large university like UCLA that has so much going for it, not only the depth in the technical education, excuse me, but also the cultural things, the athletics, all of that going on. I find it to be a real advantage to live near where I went to school, and I think that I routinely tell young high school kids that my recommendation is that they think very long and hard about trying to go to school someplace that is close to where they plan to live. And that's what opens the door, I think, to the kind of in-depth involvement that I've been able to take advantage of.